We think many things, but the game's going to be starting soon, and I'm going to go with Mryagut as well. If I can say my opinion as a caster, I think he's just a stronger player. And Mugibaby,
I'm going to disagree with you, and here's why. We haven't had a single group yet where both of the like known quantities moved on, so it's not going to start now.
Well, I mean, there's a chance, Charmer.
I mean, there's always a chance.
If something happens so many times in a row, then the odds are of that not happening again, right? It's like stacking odds. So
no, that's not how it works.
I think that's how it works, actually.
Yeah, like if you flip a coin, right?
The upset's happening.
Let me give you a statistics lesson, right? Here you go. If you flip a coin 10 times in a row, the chance of getting heads 10 times in a row in a sequence is 1 in 1,024. However, when you go to flip the 11th time, the actual individual sequence is still just 50%. Like, the odds never change for each individual incident. So,
but it feels like they should, and that's what's important. In my heart.
Listen, I don't believe in feelings.
Well, that's
as somebody who is chronically,
I'm still a young man.
irreversibly,
I still have feelings. I still have emotions.
Terminally dead inside. I do not care about feelings.
Going back to the game, though, we do see Stars Align, Time of Triumph, and Rose Leaf Druid, which is the kind of suboptimal way of ramping up, but can still give a earlier Time of Triumph by 3 turns. 2 + 1.
Yeah, a little bit earlier. Plus, with that Lycan there, you get a bit of a buff, right? More value for your Druid. But Baby's got everything he needs to get off to a great start here, right? You have Stars Align, you have Time of Triumph. You just need to find maybe a second Stars Align here.
And the fact you're running 3 green heroes instead of 3 red heroes means that you have no red hero in the first lane, which isn't fantastic. You want to have that kind of big boy presence in the first lane to get the Time of Triumph in that first lane instead. So you can, even blink after it and win control of that lane. But in this case, it'll have to be lane 2 probably. I think Baby will know to play that Rose Leaf Druid in lane 2, I think, if he's looking for a turn 3 Time of Triumph, if it does survive. Whereas Mryagut can get lucky with his draws here and find a very, very early Time of Triumph next turn as well with Rose Leaf Druid.
All right, now that may be something that you reconsider because of those arrows. So we see a second Stars Align. So that middle lane.
No Druid needed.
No Druid needed. We might have it. The turn 2 Time of Triumph.
And I'm going to be honest, Mryagut has had pretty bad luck with his ramp in this group until now. I think I haven't.
Is he playing ramp?
I believe he is, yes.
I see Omni Knight. I'm seeing him play like All Seeing One's Favor. I don't see ramp cards in his hand.
Well, Rose Leaf Druids are kind of half ramp cards.
Sure.
But he's been pretty unfortunate, to be honest, with his draws.
So, yeah, just like I said, protecting because of the arrows. You play the Druid, you get some extra value, and it's before enough magic can come down. Your opponent is not running Drow, so Gust is not a concern. So we are going to see not a turn 2 Time of Triumph. All right, I'm done even trying to predict things. Between yesterday and today,
I mean, Mryagut is not running Gust or enough magic. There wasn't any. You're at 4 mana still, so there was
no red hero, so you don't worry about the duel. I mean, unless you're trying to wait till here and you want to go super greedy and you want a 3 hero Time of Triumph, then maybe.
Could be.
But now you open yourself up to duel potential, right? Everything was 100%, right? Like, I would rather, and this is my own personal preference, always take a 100% guaranteed turn 2 Time of Triumph as opposed to a risky, greedy attempt.
And you would have found the kill on Trian, which means 5 more gold for a possible Blink Dagger to move those Time of Triumph heroes to lane 3 as well.
Now, Mryagut did not find a duel, so there's going to be no way to punish this. This greed by Baby, but yeah, I was shocked. When you have 2 Stars Align and Time of Triumph in your hand, you typically use them.
Berserker's Call can kill a Drow, have 1 less hero once he sees those stars coming in. But again, not a very impactful hand from Mryagut. Finds the ramp a tiny bit too late, no payoff either. So,
actually, yes, because of the arrow, you're 100% right. I said no way to punish it, but there's 6 mana there, and with the arrow, it would clear out Bristleback too. So if we see a Stars Align, this could be Baby getting really punished for waiting a turn.
There's a favor for Mryagut. No Time of Triumph though. Spring the Trap is there, but again,
this
no payoff yet for Yagut.
This Berserker's Call is likely juicy.
Initiative in favor of Mugibaby. Can start playing Stars Align. He can Gust as well, because he has triple. Is it enough? No, it probably isn't.
No, it's still not enough if you use the Gust.
That would be pretty wild. We see a Legionnaire instead to block the axe, and now it is still enough. You get
yeah, with the triple, you can start with this as a stall.
Your hand disappears. You have no cards, but
it also is a heads-up play, so now only duel would interrupt you because the arrow is no longer at drow. So maybe like next level 300, 400 IQ play there by playing the Bronze Legionnaire first. Or maybe Baby's just going to shock us and not play these Stars Aligns in Time of Triumphs.
He has to play them. I mean, he has 3 heroes. It's a guarantee. I mean, your hand disappears, like I said. The card advantage is out the window, and you don't have any blink daggers, so could get iffy, but the call comes out anyways, takes down 1 hero. Still a green hero alive, so it won't change too much, but the axe will survive. The cleave damage will not reach him. He's too far away for that.
So in the end, should Baby take these Stars Aligns into the Time of Triumph, you're still going to net a 2-hero Time of Triumph. It's just a turn later.
And you still have a pretty strong lane presence in the third lane. We're not talking about it much, but already down to 15 HP. There's no blockers for Mryagut. He has the counter to Slam in his favor, but it's not being played by Mugibaby. Instead, you see the direct impact where Stars align. And dominating start from Mugibaby. Very just unfortunate hand for Mryagut. No blockers here either.
Yeah.
Down to 3 HP on this lane. Time of Triumph on this one. I mean, it's looking
a bit behind,
really bad.
but it is worth noting that Baby has essentially used all of his resources, right? 1 card left in hand. Yes, you've got the Time of Triumph heroes, but Mryagut has a plethora of options and things that he can do still. So if Baby doesn't capitalize on this, right, if he doesn't close the game out quickly, Yagut could get back in it.
Yep. There's the Emissary. But again, because it was a burst mana ramp with Stars Align instead of the Slam in his favor, he cannot play it this turn. The Gust will be impactful, though, with Initiative. He finds Time of Triumph here, which he does not. He can still blink.
Well, that Stars Align actually means Emissary could come down in this first lane for Mryagut, which would be a fairly impactful Emissary, not only because of the pressure here, but because of the 80 potential. We've talked about how red-green doesn't have a lot of ways to stop boards that go wide. I would be very tempted to do this if I was Mryagut.
Could also try and fight for lane 3 with the blink and an Emissary play in that lane, and then spring the trap from lane 2 to lane 3 as well. It is at 3 HP though, so very difficult.
Yeah, it is. With 3 HP, that's, in my opinion, that's the sort of thing that you kind of give up, and then you just plan on stalling lane 2 for as long as possible and push this 80. That would be my train of thought. And we see a favor here instead. And then maybe a mist or a rose leaf then, if that's your play, because you can no longer Stars Align into an Emissary here.
You have to impact lanes 2 and 3. You cannot play for developing this with an Emissary because
just wants to draw. Okay.
Well, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah. Not satisfied with the hand.
Again, Miss and Under Secrets would help out other lanes, but in a very slow, non-impactful way. The board would still stay pretty much the same. Miss wouldn't do much with this non-wide board for Mryagut, but definitely an odd choice of sequencing there from him, to be honest.
All right, so the dagger is going over, and that's just so that you can have a presence there and play some cards, play some blockers, because you did not have a green hero there before.
But the Gust will come down immediately.
Gust comes down with no Jasper daggers.
And this is the stall is there for Mryagut, but still taking 8 damage. His Omni Knight dying, and 2 green heroes coming in for Mugibaby next turn. And this lane, again, no blockers, no mana for Spring the Trap, no need for Legion to even. So that's a very confident Town Portal scroll by Mugibaby.
Yeah.
If there were any blockers from Mryagut.
That was Mugibaby daring Yagut to have an answer.
And going to be a 5-hero deployment into lane 2. No Annihilation to punish in red-green ramp, which means that it'll be very hard for Mryagut to do anything here.
I mean, we've seen some all-in plays before. This is 100% the definition of all-in.
And you can't be punished. This is against any kind of blue. You would never do this. There's no world. You would defend lane 1 instead, because you can still defend it, of course. But in this case, I mean, it's going to be hard to stop that. If you draw the right cards, you can draw Stars Align into Emissary, or just Gust. If any play is made by Mryagut, which I think we will see a Spring the Trap, for example, Oh,
we will see a Legion Commander is what we will see.
And the Gust won't be as effective this turn.
Alternate art Spring the Trap.
The Gust will only hit one of the 2 heroes.
Yeah, it's possible that you just save the Gusts.
I think you definitely hit the Axe if you're scared of Time of Triumph. It's really the scary. Anything else is just going to be a blocker, just going to stall for time.
Time of Triumph, though, doesn't... if my opponent plays Time of Triumph here, I'm still pushing as much damage as I was before. But you are correct. We see a Gust.
We see a lot of green plays, mostly green plays in hand, actually, from Mryagut, of course.
You know, I'm actually a big fan of this on second thought because as bad as Time of Triumph would be, I would want to shut down Spring the Trap, right? You don't want those 2 extra blockers coming down.
Yep. This is just going to be a stall from Mryagut. We'll survive for now, but not going to do too much more. Time of Triumph still killing both those Centaurs there, and the siege damage also pushing through. Bristleback not doing enough in this lane. Talk about heroes being stuck in the 3rd lane.
And the Town Portal Scroll agrees with you. Says, get out of here, Bristleback. Bristle, I need you. I need you in this middle lane. I need to not die.
No, not enough gold for the blink there for Legion, even though that lane is going down. Yeah, we have the blink from Omninet, so no reason not to. You can play. You don't have initiative anyway.
Yeah, you don't have any way to get initiative back. So you can use this to play your Mist of Avernus over, play anything else that you maybe draw, and then blink over.
You can play the All-Seeing One's Favor as well into the Omninet to give some more regen for that whole 2nd lane as well, or just double Mist. Could be the option there.
I mean, you don't even really need that Stars Align, so you could just go ahead and do whatever you want. You could do Mist, All-Seeing One's Favor, and then hop on over.
Well, there's probably a better way of using that mana in lane 2, maybe. I mean, you could play Rose Leaf, Stonehall Elite, and yeah, everything else sucks. So
yeah.
Your hand's actually terrible. We talked about it before. Mryagut has a pretty bad hand throughout the whole game.
Mryagut has left much to be desired with his hand. Again, Time of Triumph seems to evade him. I mean,
still in the deck, and there's the 5 hero Time of Triumph, 28 siege damage, and that's game.
That is game.
So Mugibaby, let's be honest, a much better draw all throughout the game.
Yeah.
Also played well, I think. Didn't make any comparing to the last game where we think he made a few.
The only questionable play again was maybe not taking the guaranteed 2 hero time. He still ended up with the 2 hero time of Triumph the following turn, but it would have been online sooner. Wanted to gamble, but yeah, I mean, that was the only one, right? Everything else looked incredibly on point, solid from Baby. And it looks like we're going to jump into the next game. Baby's moving on to the green-blue Salamene Storm deck.
And Mryagut does finally find the Time of Triumph in hand.
Yeah. Wow, he runs that card, huh?
We didn't see it last game at all.
But no ramp to go with it.
Could get the dual kill here on Treant if he values it.
Yeah, I think it would be tempting if the arrow was in favor of Bristleback, right? Get some armor as well.
And there's looking like a pretty good hand for Mugibaby. Has Stars Align, has the Sanctum, 2 key pieces, the Foresight to find even more of them. And at this point, he's going to be stalling out as much as he can in the early game. Try and set up, like you mentioned in those last few games, with the Ignites, with the Sanctums, with the card draw and the cycle.
Yeah. Baby here showing exactly how you draw opening hands, right? This is this has the potential to be incredibly scary if we see another Stars Align drawn, right? You could see as early as a turn 2 Emissary, which would sound risky normally with this deck. However, with a second one in hand.
That being said, Under Secrets for both players going to have a lot of card draw. Really good setup from both players. And the Salamane's Favor was found off that last draw in lane 3. So we could see a Stars Align draw here. Could be a pass on. Actually, yeah, there isn't really a great hero positioning unless we see 2 Stars Align, but that would be, for Mryagut standards, almost impossible.
I'm really surprised that this Ogre went lane 1 because you knew you were going to have a 50% chance of ending up right in front of Bristleback. But I was just going to say, I think that the attraction was developing Sanctum. Because this
Sanctum,
let you do that into a Foresight, let you dig for those pieces. Or it could be Roseleaf Druid as well if you want to try to ramp. The Roseleaf would survive against the Treant and maybe enable some better plays next turn. But I would expect Foresight just to dig, expand this hand.
You would block the damage on the Rosy Druid as well if you placed it.
Well, actually, yeah, now I actually really like putting it in front of the other Druid, right? Yeah, absolutely. So
you have the armor as well, so it will trade effectively. And the Drow also ups it to 3, so a fantastic trade here from Mugibaby with his Rosy Druid.
And then you can still Foresight here if you wanted, or Dimensional Portal. Given the way the board is, I'm a big fan of the Portal.
But the turn 3 Time of Triumph is online for Mugibaby, or for Mryagut. He finds Summon his favor to lane 1. He finds the Rosy Druid on the board already. So as you see here, we'll see the 7 mana indicating here, and the 8 next turn. But the early Annihilation is also a possibility for Mugibaby. If he sees that as a threat, he has it in hand already as well. So as long as he has initiative.
As long as he has initiative, he can take that if they...
He does not. Can't confirm. He does not have initiative.
Yeah.
Even then, he does have 2 heroes on the board, so it wouldn't be the most feel-good Annihilation, especially with 2 creeps there as well, without Kana even being on the board yet. Also just being summoned to lane 1. And I think this Kana there just says even more, you know, I'm not going to annihilate.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a potential answer in theory, right, you could Stars Align an Emissary, but it's not going to feel very good going into a Time of Triumph, right? Because the cleave is, even after the Emissary tap, going to clean up
most of the heroes, the ones in front of the Bristleback and Treant at least. But some of the board would stay pretty healthy. You could even double Emissary. Now there's something to watch out for. Stars Align, Emissary, and then you can... Ooh.
And a Stars. Wow.
The combo and this is going to be crazy here for Mugibaby.
This baby is showing how you draw. He took some notes from MyGod and said, this is how you do it.
The game where Mryagut finally gets some good draw and Mugibaby says, no. Look at this
draw. Gets ramp, gets Time of Triumph, and then gets dumpstered in the lane he plays it.
Oh, this is going to be, I mean, I'd even say it might almost be a game. It's going to be just, the foresights are insane for card draw. You have double ignites. You have the Emissary as well, a very wide lane. You can set up for lane 2 as well. Maybe missing a pre on the week, for example, on lane 2, but...
Yeah, this is
very close to game, I think. What a great, I mean, just crazy draws from Mugibaby.
Sanctum going to 2 to set up for there as well. I mean, I feel like this Emissary still...
We'll see if he saves one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Only a blue hero in lane 2, so he has to probably play it here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like this other Emissary still comes down because the double tap here means that you should have enough to push this tower, secure it, second tap.
And now you annihilate. That would be a very bad mistake.
And going to be just short, even with the daggers. Gets it only down to 5.
And the Prey on the Weak does come in from the Under Secrets because of the siege damage from Time of Triumph.
Prey on the Weak is really strong here with the Ignite damaging.
But the duel will come in initiative in favor of Mryagut. There was not an Arcane Assault in hand for Mugibaby, which means that for now, this lane is going to be under control. The Ancient not yet exposed in lane 1. So Mryagut has some time to regroup, try and take control of this game again. But
now, Baby is going to have initiative in that first lane, though, so depending on what he draws, may be able to shut down with a Gust.
Because
Drow is coming back, right? So if Drow goes in this first lane and you draw a gut, well, all right, never mind. Doesn't matter. Ignore what I said.
There is a Treant still in lane 1. It is hidden for now, but you can cast Gust with Treant as well.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
And these 2 heroes are very well grouped.
Trees are not very big or noticeable, so they hide. All right, no immediate Gust, but got a portal. Kind of surprised you didn't lead off with the Foresight just to see if you can find a Gust, but wanted to go wide even further.
And Red-Green, one of the biggest weaknesses in this matchup is that it does not have a clear-cut answer to a board going wide, and much more than Mono Blue, Storm is all about going wide and getting the Emissary buff.
I mean, your answers are Time of Triumph with the Cleave and Spring the Trap to kind of soak things up, and then Berserker's Call can sometimes take out up to 3 things, but they're always, you know, 2s and 3s, right? Nothing that goes and deals with however many units this has, and we may see a whole lot more if they opt for Prey on the Weak here before the double tap.
Luckily for Mryagut, there is no Ogre on the board, so no multicast can come
All right,
down.
so there is a Gust.
And the mana's still there for, yeah, I'd go for Gust here.
I would go for Gust because then you have no answers.
The weak must be
Mugibaby not scared of any cards that Mr. Yu
I was going to say, maybe saving the Gust for lane 2 just to not get dueled again. They are grouped. So that is a legitimate Gust in lane 2.
He would have to have initiative, though, and currently no Arcane Assault in hand, so cannot guarantee it. Have to depend on Mr. Yu. I guess he expects Mr. Yu to play some form of card here to waste his mana here, or to use his mana, rather. And at that point, he can stop playing his own cards, keep initiative. There is no initiative take-back card in Mr. Yu's deck. No Fight Through the Pain, no Tidehunter either. And that might be the game plan here for Mugibaby. Just to try and stay alive in lane 2, because he knows that no matter what, once he takes his Ancient down with double Emissary taps and that huge board he has, it's lethal in lane 1 next turn for sure.
Oh yeah, there's after this double tap that we have going on here. It's a shame that you can't apply overkill, right? Look at this. Look at this damage. Triple digits.
And this is Storm doing what it does best. I think he does not even care about initiative. He knows that lane 2 is too healthy currently, and there are no combination of cards I think that can win it for Mr. Yu with 2 heroes here. 40 HP still on the tower. And if anything is done to try and take this tower down, the Gust is here anyway if it isn't, killing the Drow immediately. So, yeah, I think Mugibaby has the easy answer here. I think the only option would be a Secret Shop Vesture, and even then, that wouldn't be enough with 2 gold.
Would not be enough,
well,
yeah.
So.
Just kind of thinking ahead, right? If Baby pulls this out, we'll have seen this Salamene Storm deck move on, Lumi's move on.
The Gust here, Tricks. The Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see a couple of these move on, and we've talked about throughout the tournament, right? Red-green, the most popular list. After we go to the bracket, do you think we might see more Storm because this is a known weakness? Like, could this rise again in popularity?
That's the hard thing to call. Sometimes you expect the very strong deck to be countered in a tournament, and then you expect the counter to be very prevalent, so you bring the counter to the counter. So mind games will be had, I think, for the top 16. Some people might just bring Loads on Demolition instead. Just say
that's also a possibility, right?
At least you tried to put up a fight.
At this point, Mugibaby will pass. He knows that there's little else he has to do here. The Blink can't happen. The Town Portal Stroll can, but really, this is just,
he just was saying, all right, I just need you to not take this. The Gust kind of ensures that. You kill my Drow. No harm, no foul.
Going through the motions here, but I think there is literally, unless someone disconnects here, any way that Mr. Yu can win.
I think Baby knows. Like, I keep looking at his face, and he has this, like, anticipation, right? Like, he wants to celebrate and be happy, but he knows, don't count my chickens till they're hatched, And
going from a misclick in the last, the losers match last series, to turn that around, win the game, and now we're going to probably see a 2-0 here against a very strong player, Mryagut, and he's going to move on to the top 16. So another, I would say, a big surprise.
A big surprise, but not necessarily a huge surprise. I did say we haven't had one yet where both of the known people moved on. I said Baby was going to keep that trend alive, and what do you know?
Now, there is no way here, no Gust can stop all 3 of these heroes, so Mryagut can respond, but again, I think it's just too much
we have
respond to.
Even more bodies.
Another Incarnation, you can even Diabolic if you want to draw even more cards, or just start Emissary now.
Yeah, Emissary now just in case they have an answer for one or both of them.
There's a blue coin in the win for Mugibaby. He celebrates, he's pumped up.
There, now he can, like I said, you could see the anticipation. You knew he wanted to celebrate. He was like, I have this, but I don't want to enjoy it until I see that blue coin. And congratulations to Baby, because that was piloted extremely well.
Yeah, pivotal turn in the last series, brings it around, and now the 2-0 on Mryagut, a big surprise, I think. Definitely stepped up his game, I think, in this series. Played very well, and Mryagut had maybe some bad draws early on, but well done to Baby.
Well done,
panel,
Baby.
what do you guys think about that series?